Hello, everyone, and we're finally back outdoors. The lights are on. I've never been so happy to see grass and mountains.
Damn, I didn't realize you weren't a gamer.
I'm a gamer, but I sit next to a window, so I can like see all the grass outside if I just look over to my left a little bit.
I also sit next to a window, by which I mean I sit next to windows, by which I mean my computer.
So here's the squad. We're gonna let's just jump in. Look at all these units we get. Funnily enough, this is only 2 units less than the deployment maximum.
So, one person who is probably notable by their absence is Selfina.
Who's Selfina?
This is the map where she gets the Brave Bow, and the thing is, I think this is actually a pretty decent map for her, if you have, like, full deployment. She's kind of just a filler unit, but, like, hey, there's a bunch of bow enemies for her to fight, there's ballistas she can shoot down, and this is a map that really rewards being mounted. And, of course, you want to bring her to get the Brave Bow,
Yeah.
but as a unit, she is, even with the Brave Bow, she's really just gonna be a filler unit. Like, the Brave Bow is what pushes her from being Robert tier to being, like...
Someone who can do something.
Yeah, someone who can do something. But she still ends up being a filler unit whenever she's doing those somethings. So, I don't necessarily think we're ever gonna deploy her. And like we were going over it, we have all of the bow users. We have all the bow users currently recruited, with the exception of Xavier. And then like we could promote Marty and we could promote Dalton.
Which,
but like Tanya, Ronan, and Robert are pretty bad, and
yeah.
Selfina's only good because the Brave Bow, she has the rank for it at base. Dagdar's good, but like one. He's an E rank bow still, and the Brave Bow's B. Like, the Brave Bow's a very good weapon, but he's just never reaching it because all the other bows suck ass. So he would have to use really, really bad weapons for like 200 combats. And yeah, it's just really not worth it.
It's really not worth spending a whole deployment slot to get a weapon that I'm probably not going to use almost ever.
It's basically Selfina's personal weapon.
Almost, yeah.
Unless you're favoritizing one of the archers, which, like, you can do.
Yeah. That is an option. Do you have anything specific you like to do with these? So you get generic blue units for this map to help Glade defend. I usually just trade their weapons away because free Iron Lances and free Steel Bows.
Have you considered training them to level 10 and using all of your Master Seals on them?
That does sound funny. But,
I want to test if you can.
I feel like I've heard people try to test it, but I don't remember what the result was.
I think you would have to spend a Paragon Scroll on them.
Probably. their stats are really bad.
Yeah. Like,
really
this is the Scrub Squad. I do like, from a conceptual point, though, you've got these disposables to defend the city while Leaf's group shows up.
I think it's a cool idea.
I like it.
I do find that because gates give 10 defense, Glade's not in that much danger to be rescued. The boss does have a Killer Lance, which can hit through all that defense, but otherwise I never find that Glade's in any real trouble. There's also a lot of ballista in this map. So I brought Karen because there's a house in the bottom left I really want to get. I don't remember what's in it, but it's a house, so I want to get it.
Well, not only that, but the guy guarding it has a bolting, which you probably want as well.
Bolting is kind of cool. Whoosh. Whoosh. But once I can kill some of the ballista, because these ballista can actually be reached fairly reasonably, so once I'm able to kill off some of the ballista, I can use Karen to go do stuff.
How silly is it that these guys have longbows, but they're only attacking you from 2 range instead of 3 range?
ask myself that. You think with a longbow, they would try to attack from somewhere they can't counter.
And this guy is a short bow, but he's not using it for the 1-2 range. It's just so silly. It's just so silly. Why are they all so sillies?
Think about how much better FE would be if the short bow was just 1-2 range.
That's why everyone likes SOV. Spoilers, they don't. It's bad.
This is so tragic.
No. Fred's just being a good Jake, and he's setting up a kill for himself.
Think about how much fun Sakai would be if short bows had 1-2 range. So all the nomadic troopers that you have to deal with have 1-2 range.
What if they also had Bowbreaker?
That does sound like a fun idea. That sounds very... Oh, I already forgot.
Thanos spilled?
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like the sort of thing Thanos would do himself.
I'll do it myself.
Because
Nana,
he's
go get
the
him.
guy.
Bonk.
I always get thrown off. I always feel like it's a critical hit, but it's not a critical hit. Just map animations be like...
Okay, did you see that level up she just got?
Yeah. I don't understand. What's the question?
I have 3 scrolls in her inventory.
Yeah, but 2 of them give minus. So, you know, minus HP, minus defense. I don't think you should be surprised that she didn't level anything up.
Girl, work with me. I'm giving you so much favoritism right now. Anyways, Fergus.
There was a short I was watching
Of it's not an Iron Man, but it was like a playthrough where he wasn't gonna reset unless like you had to.
Kratos is playing Vision Quest, and he goes, I'm gonna give this character favoritism, and has them go to get a kill, and they miss an 87, and then get hit by like a 56 in return and die. And it was literally right after he said I was gonna give, and it was to spite me, because I said I didn't like that character. So, anyway, the moral of the story is if you do a favoritism and I'm involved, the character does not turn out well. That's why your Nana's getting cursed level ups. And I like Nana, but even still, favoritism must be punished.
This is so sad. Nana's so cool.
Nana is cool, but think of this as me using my anti-favoritism powers to show off that Nana's good without the favoritism.
Trust me, the favoritism units are going to get a lot of favoritism next map. There's going to be a lot of hammers.
This is like, honestly, actually, I'm kind of glad that Nana's not getting stat blessed, because I do think that, like,
I think there's some people who underrate her because her growths and base stats are pretty bad. And it feels like Zeus, where Zeus was really good in our playthrough, but we were worried that people would be like, you gave favoritism to him because we gave him, like, what did we give him, like, angelic robe or something?
I think we gave him 1 speed wings.
Yeah, one of the chicken wings. And Geese got all the other ones, I know that much.
We fed, like, 3 wings and 3 rings to Geese, and he still wound up.
Yeah, so I'm doing like a daily poll to make a community tier list on FE6, and we recently got Geese, and I think Geese is a pretty bad unit. I don't know, like, necessarily how bad, you know, it's debatable. I think there's a strong argument that he's, like, one of the worst units in the cast.
I think he's down
like,
there.
He's somewhere between, like, filler and one of the worst units in the cast. But there was a 18 comment long debate as to whether or not he was right on the same ground as, like, Sophia and Wendy versus A tier, between people who are just, like, arguing these extreme positions, and I'm like, I get, obviously, y'all are, like, on the exact opposite side of things. But I think if you're arguing that extreme differences, it's probably pretty clear that, like, neither of you are gonna see eye to eye.
No, this is one of those, like, discussions where you're not going to convince the other person, so you might as well just put the keyboard and mouse down and just move on to something else.
Especially, like I get definitely, you know, if someone says, like, this unit who you think is pretty good is bottom 3, or if this unit you think is bottom 3 is pretty good, I get like an initial response being like,
Oh,
whoa,
for sure.
that's like extremely different from what I think.
Here's what I think.
But at a certain point, and like I get it, I've been there. Like I've definitely carried out Fire Emblem unit discussions longer than they were productive. But it was just
We've all
funny
been
to me.
there.
I didn't even know this conversation was ongoing until one of the comments got. I was looking through my held for review because I previewed a game recently, and the dev was like, "Hey, my comment's not making it through." So I like checked the held for review to see if it was getting flagged by YouTube, and it wasn't. But that was what made me dive in there and see that one of the replies was held for review. And I was like, it's never a good sign when a 17 comment long thread has something held for review by YouTube's autofilter. Which, like, to be fair, YouTube's autofilter is notorious for flagging stuff that like does not need to be flagged.
Yeah.
If the pound sign, like the number sign, the hashtag sign, is ever included, that comment is automatically held. And it's because, and I get why though. I think, as stupid as that is, I get the logic. And it's because YouTube blocks hyperlinks.
Yeah.
And the hashtag turns into a hyperlink on YouTube because you can sort by hashtag. And the reason it blocks hyperlinks, well, you can set it on or off, but I have it set to on. It's set to on by default, and I just left it as on for blocking hyperlinks because scammers will use them.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, click here for the giveaway. And like,
That's
you know,
no good.
there is the argument that like, you know, internet savvy people should know not to like click here for 500 V-bucks. But also kids watch YouTube, right? Like not everyone is going to be internet savvy. Anyway, my point is that I don't actually think I read the comment. I couldn't figure out why it was held for review. Maybe it was just like sometimes if there's a bunch of comments left by the same person, YouTube will flag it as like, oh, this is probably spam because the same person's leaving a bunch of comments that are similar. So like maybe that's what's going on. It's funny to me that like my first thought was like, are we really having this heated of a debate about geese of all people?
Of all units,
That's capture, right? That's capture?
that actually wasn't a capture. He just straight up killed him. Maybe he didn't have enough build to capture. Because I know that'll happen sometimes where I'll try to set up like a capture, but the enemy just doesn't have enough build. That or he just really felt like killing that guy. He just said, you don't get to live through this one. Yay! Leaf level. Okay. His skill is really low. That feels really behind. Oh, they're trying to leave now.
I like how they're weighed down and like less.
They have half their movement cut. What on earth? They're just all not going for Glade. Ow. How long do these boat cabs on the right show up for?
So it actually depends, because if you kill the boss, they start retreating, and those calves stop showing up, and then new reinforcements start showing up. I believe it's 12 turns without any interference, though.
Good gosh.
Me pull up. This is 13, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so turns 1 to 13, however, they stop once you defeat the boss. And then either starting on turn 12, or once you defeat the boss, the northern reinforcements show up. And they show up until turn 32.
So a couple of turns. Okay, that's
Just a few.
So we're just gonna try to outrun these guys. Because I don't feel like fighting all of them. I can't really think of anything like spectacular or different about this map, but I appreciate that it's not Fog of War, so it always feels like a nice... I don't want to say breather, because then otherwise the map is going to go awful here in a sec, but I appreciate that it's not fog.
I like that it is seemingly specifically tailored to Selfina's talents, since she's the unit you probably want to deploy. It's like it when either on a join map or a map that a unit has to be deployed for an event, it's sort of tailored to them, and taking advantage of their strengths. And I think this is a good example of that. And I also like that it's like a more movement-intensive map, but the ballistas slow down your frailer high move units. But other than that, it really is just sort of like the warm-up in preparation for Chapter 14, which is sort of the big event.
Yeah, the main course.
I like trying to defend the city with Glade and his Scrub Squad too. I think maybe it's like...
He blocked his reinforcement. Oh, I
Lol.
forgot to dismount him to get captured. Oh wait, that's the ballista. Tragic. I tend to like trying to play out defense stuffs, but I've just never really been compelled to try to use these units to defend the city. Maybe it's a small part of my brain that's thinking, oh, what's the point in giving these guys investment or whatever? Even though I do that for other units.
Yeah, I mean,
What are
big
they
proponent.
doing?
Maybe I'll make a video on it at some point. The idea of like investing in temporary units. The big example that I'm sure comes to mind for anyone familiar with FE6 is investing in Marcus so that he has the halberd for Chapter 4 and a killer axe and or speed for Chapter 7.
Yes, it's worth it.
But even stuff like giving a early Master Seal to a unit in Conquest who you don't want to use long term, but you want to give that like power bump. Engage, there's some units where you might want to like invest in them just to get a temporary power bump.
Because there are times, I'm guilty of this too, so I'm not trying to like call anyone out. I do this to myself too, where if I put anything into a unit, I feel like I have to use them. There we go. I suddenly feel super compelled to have to use this unit because I put resources into them. I have to get returns on my investments.
There's also the idea that, like, getting a kill is not always
An investment. Sometimes you're getting a kill so that you can beat the map. Like, in the early game of the Dawn Brigade, Edward and Aaron and Ileana and honestly even Leonardo are often units whose like long-term viability doesn't really impact your ability to beat the Part 3 maps. But you shouldn't just like, oh damn, this threatening enemy, I could kill them with Aaron, but I don't want to feed Aaron the experience, I need to give it to Nolan. You know, sometimes you just want to kill the enemy dead so that they end up dead.
Yeah, because there's an enemy in front of you, and they're going to kill your units if they're not dead by the end of the turn. Hammer.
It's obviously a balancing act. Orson is another big one that comes to mind. Not in this game, but in Sacred Stones.
Oh yeah, use
Where-
Orson in 5X. This is your reminder. Use Orson in 5X, please.
Yeah, I do think there's a balancing act between, like, you probably want to train one of Ford and Kyle and maybe Ephraim if you're going Ephraim route on 5X. So, like, don't solo the map with Orson. But also, do use him. Like, get kills with him. Have him rescue people if need be. You can use his Silver Sword to kill enemies if they need to.
I'm very certain there's 2 mercenaries near the very start of the map that Orson with Steel Lance leaves at single-digit HP. It almost feels calculated, which is kind of neat. Oh, here comes the boss. That seemed like a lot of movement. Did you roll up on move? No, generals have 6 move, right?
no, generals have 5 move. Check the armor knight.
Oh, yeah, check the armor next time. Oh, wait, that one's losing speed. Oh, armors have 5.
Yeah, okay, no, you're right. Generals do have 6. He just...
Well, I know heroes don't get move on promo, so I don't remember if... armors get move on promo. Oh, that's right, you do like no damage to this guy.
You know what
Okay.
would be funny?
What would?
So imagine Thracia with hard mode bonuses. As in like red units you recruit can potentially roll up on move.
Oh!
So then suddenly Shiva and... It's like Shiva, Savior, Mashua, Marty. Oh, what if Marty could just get a move level up in between? Because he becomes a red unit who can roll up
That'd
on
be
move.
really funny. Finally, hard mode con.
Like, it's not hard mode bonuses, obviously, because it's, you know, Thracia doesn't have a hard mode, but
Yeah.
it's the same idea of, like, this thing that impacts the enemy, ends up accidentally impacting a small number of your units.
Yeah, what if it tried to roll those bonuses for your units? Because the game just isn't thinking or aware of how it's supposed to work. I think we can just kill this guy. Probably could have captured him for the javelin, but... I know bosses don't usually capture, but it'd be really funny if the boss tried to capture this random bow guy.
I'm trying to think of, like, other ways which you could make Thracia, like, mechanics kind of stupid. What if you could berserk someone into capturing someone on their own team?
I actually
just because you mentioned the boss capturing, and it just sort of made me think, like, you know, berserked enemies don't capture. I guess lore-wise it wouldn't really make sense because they're supposed to be in, like, a blind rage, right?
Yeah. I know
But,
you
like,
can capture
it would
berserk
be funny.
units. I know
Yeah.
that's a thing you can do. And it's
Like your own,
incredibly
you mean,
funny.
right?
Yeah, you can capture
Like blue ones.
your own berserked blue units.
Yeah.
And it's very funny. Okay, we're gonna get ready to move in on the boss and whack him with a stick.
I know in FE7, berserk units can triangle attack, and I found this out by game overing when Hector got triangle attacked.
I did not know
I-
that.
Only one of the three sisters. So it was a draft, and I had a very limited number of people, and I didn't have any staffers, so I couldn't restore. So I was baiting out status stabs with my high res units, which was the Pegasus Knights, and I had all three of them. Oh, now we'll never find out if the boss will capture.
Upsetting.
And so I was like trying to one of them was berserked, and I was like, oh, I gotta protect Hector. So I tried to like block off his sides, and because I was like, he can take one hit, but he can't take two. It was on a victory or death, so there were wyverns as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll protect him. I'll put the Pegasus Knights, like, you know, protecting him in a sort of a flanking squad. And then Fiora flies up, and the way I know it was the triangle attack is I hadn't pulled it off with her, and they each have a quote.
Oh, so it
And
did
so
the
she
dialogue
goes-
for it.
She goes, with me now, triangle attack. And I was like, what?
I never thought of that happening potentially.
It was so funny. It was so stupid funny.
That sounds incredibly peak and very funny. I mean, you had to reset, so it's not funny in the moment, but...
The worst part about it was I was doing this like a month after I started YouTube, so it was before I just recorded all of my footage.
So you don't have
And
the
so
footage
there's
for
no
it.
recorded evidence of it. And like, part of me wants to make a video of it happening and like go out of my way to get it to happen. But like,
That
the
sounds,
circumstances to set it up.
that sounds very difficult to properly set up to show off in a video.
Yeah, because the other thing is that like the Pegasus, like both allied pegs were like trained enough so that she would prioritize
Hector was the best
Hector over
target.
them. Yeah.
No!
Holy shit! I saw that!
Let's go!
10 movement.
That's so hype. Okay.
What's his move growth? What's his move growth?
That is a really good question. 1.
Save state right the fuck now.
I mean, I do say that I use save points midway through maps, and this does look midway. Save game position.
Alfred is peak. Just name it Alfred is
There we go. Alfred got moved. That's awesome. I love this unit. So if I do my cards right, you can end over here, and then next turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you should be out of ballista range. Yeah. Because if I try to escape it now, she's going to be right here in range of all these dudes. Oh, and potentially in this range. Wait, that's actually one safe tile right there.
Yeah, interesting.
Huh. I'm probably still just
like-
going to do it from, like, here or something.
Yeah.
Here, take some more swings at him.
Bada booey, bada booey. Look at all that damage. Look at all that
She
damage.
missed again. Missing the stationary ballista will always be one of the funniest things that can happen. In a previous run in Chapter 10, I had Dagnar with the Brave Axe attack the ballista in the top right corner, and he missed 5 times in a row. I'm going, Dagnar, you were standing right in front of him. Hit him. He's not moving.
Can't hit shit in Thracia.
This isn't a moving target that's dodging out of the way. It's just a guy standing there.
It's not even like... Because, like, it's not even just a guy standing there. Like, the ballista itself is huge.
It's a giant bow.
Yeah, it's like you're taking a swing at, like, a car, and you just can't
Just
punch it.
missing. Like, just hit, please. Here, we'll get this guy out of the way so we don't have to walk through the forest. Whoosh. Oh, I actually might have to check if my leaf is really behind on skill, because I think he has 6 right now.
I'll check it in Oifibot. FE5 leaf. What level is he? 15?
15, and he has 6 skill. Is that close to his base?
That's the averages.
Really?
Yeah, so Oifi lists it as 6.9, which means that it should be in a range of 6 or 7.
Yeah, somewhere between.
Just because, like,
Wow.
averages should be a range, not a decimal, mathematically speaking.
Yeah. Wow, I guess I don't usually put a lot of scrolls on Leaf, but usually the scroll I run on him is like the Hazel scroll in Manster.
So the thing about Leaf's skill is that his accuracy is better than it would appear because he could proc an adept or a movement star for like an extra attempt, and also he uses swords, which are a very accurate weapon type. So like having a low skill stat doesn't impact him too much.
This is true. Kind of wanna. This will do 44. We can't get crit in return. He takes quite a bit on counter, but I still have Nana's turn.
Damn, I can't believe this.
Technically, it wasn't 100% follow-up rate, but close enough. Oh, right. The enemy generals get to have Pavais. I forgot. Enemy generals get to have Pavais, but you don't get to have Pavais.
No, we get Pavais.
Oh, yeah, Xavier has Pavais, right?
Not only that, but promoted Dawson gets Pavais. It's a class skill.
Huh, I may be remembering wrong. I thought they removed Pavais off of generals in this game.
No, it's a class skill. Like, you get it.
Interesting. Oh my god. Because I thought I remember promoting Dawson and he didn't have it and I was disappointed. But I could be thinking of something else.
Maybe you're thinking of one of the, like, various Thracia remixes that have come out recently? Like, the rebalances?
Potentially? There is a chance that's what I'm thinking of. So we're going to equip Earth Sword. Heal him up. I still have the Paragon Sword equipped on you, right? No, that's right. I just switched to the Earth Sword 10 seconds ago. Oh, here's the part where the reinforcements start to leave now, and the new ones show up.
So looking at Oifibot, it looks like you're right? It doesn't list Pavais as something gained on promotion. Although, let me, real quick, because there are some other that you gain off of class, right? Let me look at Lithis. See if
he has ambush or vantage.
Because it should list that.
Because I thought I remember promoting Dowson and going, huh, this is upsetting.
Yeah,
where's
no.
where's my Pavise?
It lists Vantage as well, so you're right. I'm wrong.
Because I think some enemy generals don't have it, and I remember going, thank you, after everything that happened in FE4 with all of the Pavise procs. I'm happy it's no longer just a general class skill. I think it's a Baron class skill? But it might just be that the enemy Barons you fight have Pavise, because they get to be favorites.
Yeah, I mean, when it's an enemy-only class, I think it's hard to tell, like, what's a class skill.
Because
and
you'd have to
what's
check
not.
to see if it says personal or not.
Yeah, or, like, I guess in a randomizer.
It also functionally doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
When it's on enemies, you know?
Because if the enemy has it, they have it. It doesn't matter if it's personal or class-based.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Why don't you guys got javelins? I wanted to, like, take some weapons off of you guys, but you all got javelins. I don't want javelins.
Damn. Don't you realize 1-2 range is the best weapons, though?
Don't you know that 1-2 range is actually busted, though? Oh, cool.
Did you forget? Did you forget being sword locked is bad?
Oh, yeah. Swordlock is trash.
Wait,
Also,
Jacob,
inventory's
there's
full.
an archer?
They're set to retreat right now, but I guess
Oh,
there's
right,
a chance.
just killed the boss. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot.
so they're all running away now. I'm still just probably gonna take bot shots at them.
Wow, war crime moment.
Who's gonna stop me?
I'll stop you.
Uh-huh.
I'm logging off so I can go to your house and stop you now.
No, but it's a free... Oh wait, I thought this was a battle axe guy.
Knock, 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 knock.
Oh god, oh no, it's Danny.
Hello, it's me, the war crimes police. Stop that.
Oh, you can't
Don't
take...
do
Oh
it.
wait,
It's not nice. Stop that.
take...
He can't even fucking use the javelin.
Oh wait, this is the archer... No wait, that's not the archer one?
That's the lance cav one.
Yeah, there's nothing on that guy. What do you mean you can't use the javelin? Do you really have 8 lances? Wow. Point and laugh.
No wonder the steel bows, but iron lances. They can't even use fucking steel lances.
Good job. Can I just...
Karen archetype. He's the Karen archetype.
Time to go to the wiki. Free
Unit who
Thunderdome.
can't. Unit who can't use a javelin at base. Karen archetype.
Give me... Oh. Hold on.
Inventory management.
There we
Thank
go.
goodness for the Thracia trade, though.
Thracia trade is so good. I love Thracia trade. Dang.
I do think that it can be interesting on games that don't have Thracia trade to try to figure out and set up like elaborate trade chains under those limitations. I recently started watching Zoran's Train Everyone run in Fates, and
Ooh.
one of the things that I find most fascinating is when he'll like on turn 2 trade a weapon to someone that like they can't use, so that on turn 4 they can trade it to someone else, so that that person can trade it to someone else on turn 5.
Oh, wow.
And then eventually it gets the person who needs it on the turn they need it, and I'm just like this is some. Obviously, all those clears are like incredibly pre-planned, and you know this based on the fact that he'll do his preps and then not save, which gives me an anxiety attack every single time.
Oh, it would for me too. I say
Every single time. I'm like, but what if you miss the 87%?
you can ask Danny. I save my preps like 3 times when we're just rambling together before we start recording. I'm just in the background every few seconds. I'll go, huh? I should probably save my preps.
But yeah, it's just a single clear of the chapter presented with no cuts, including because he'll talk about stuff in preps and then move people around and move items around and then just start without saving. And I'm like, I get why. Obviously, if it's all presented in a single cut and it's like a highly planned playthrough, highly planned clears, it's just like, I get anxiety when I'm like, I saw you shuffle 5 people around, and then you went for a 93% attack.
You could have
which
had to
granted, like,
restart.
He's super reliability built, so like he only does that when there's no alternative.
Yeah.
But it's one of those where like even those of us who are super reliability built will unfortunately have to make
things that don't have a 100% success rate, even using backup plans.
Oh, he can't reach even with his move levels.
What is he going for, Karen?
Yeah, I was gonna try to trade some stuff off of Karen so she can get this guy.
Golden guy.
But
I mean, she could get him and then trade later.
that is true.
Because she is gonna have to make her way back up.
Alright, because it's
anyway.
escape, not seize.
Yeah.
So that is true. I don't want to use a silver on this guy. We'll use a rapier on this guy. We can save another armor knight. Or Leinster knight. Wacha! Wacha! Rapiers are kind of awesome in this game. Look at that! He's rescued. You can go get captured again.
This is like that Rick and Morty meme. What is my purpose? To get captured.
You get
oh
captured.
my god.
The problem is we don't auto-capture this guy because he has an Hellfire,
Yeah.
so we kind of have to soften him up
I think
a
what you
little.
want to do is put Glade in bolting range, or not Glade. Is that Glade or Finn?
Oh,
That's
Finn. Yeah, I can leave Finn in bolting
Finn
range.
in bolting range because he'll go for Finn since Karen counters him. Probably. I don't know the AI in Thracia, but like in most Fire Emblem games, that's how enemies that have siege tomes and regular weapons work.
Yeah, I was probably just going to move her here after fighting. I was going to swing at him and then go down here and then try to finish him off next turn. We have a 7% chance to crit, and that'd be very sad, but this would be 11 twice. So then next turn I can try to capture with iron. So if this kills, I'm going to be a little bit upset. Okay. Oh wait, he doesn't have healing or anything. Oh, I can just back off to here. So then he'll try to go for bolting again. Meanwhile, I should probably go help Glade instead of just letting him sit up there. What do you have? Long lance? Long lance? I'd kind of like to have a couple of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't remember if gates cost extra movement or not.
It depends on the game. I know for a fact in 11 and 12 they do, because I've game overed from thinking that Mark could seize when like I didn't account for the extra tile movement.
I know they do in GBA. I believe thrones cost an extra tile to cross. So we can heal you up.
If only highlighting showed the amount that it took to cost.
That
Cross.
would be really nice.
I recently played there's a couple of solutions to that, because like the Tearing Saga, if you highlight the unit, it shows their terrain data for all terrain.
Oh, so it'll show you how much it costs for this person across different terrain types.
Mm-hmm. And then in contrast, Years of Division has everyone takes the same terrain penalties. And so the terrain just tells you how many action points it takes to cross.
That
Which is
a
what
really
the
cool idea.
equivalent of movement. It's the equivalent of movement in that, basically. Is like, hey, you have 10 action points. Attacking costs 4, so you can either like move 6 squares and then attack, or you can move 10 squares and not attack, like sprinting. Like if you play D&D, it's like how you can, move and then take an action, and if the action you take is sprinting, you move farther.
I like that. That's a pretty cool. I like that idea. You can trade actions for movement, trade your movement for extra actions. I think that's a really cool idea. 20. Actually, I don't feel like going for that. I am instead just going to 11 twice, take 9 on counter. I think it'll be fine. Finn's pretty bulky. He also just won't get hit. Ooh.
Yeah, sure. A good unit alert. Good unit alert. I think.
I think Finn's pretty good unit.
I think that was a pretty good unit alert.
And then you can just run up and bonk this guy. I have a good feeling this kills, unless he misses the 99 on a second attack. I'm really happy I stole and got 5 rapiers or something. Glade. I'm a little upset. He doesn't one-shot with Silverlands on this enemy, and I don't know why that bugs me so much. I'm probably just gonna...
Wait, what bugs you?
That he doesn't one-shot this mage with Silverlands.
Well,
I don't know why that bothers me so much.
That's because Glade's bad.
Oh, it's actually because of the forest terrain. He actually would one-shot if it weren't for the forest. Huh. Maybe this is a good unit.
Oh!
That's 12 twice. He takes 9. I'm probably just gonna leave him here for a sec, actually. Because the mage has crit on him, and he could die if he gets hit with that plus mage. So we're just gonna sit here for a sec. Oh, right, there's more enemies.
Yeah, as soon as you kill the boss, they start spawning until turn 32.
Oh, I also realized I don't think the ballista's been attacking. I think the ballista just gives up. Or I just completely forgot that I've been getting attacked.
I think the ballista is in retreat AI, but because they have 0 movement.
They can't... They must run, but they don't have legs.
Because, like, all the other units who start on the map get into retreat AI. So I think the ballistas are also in retreat AI, but they're just like,
They just
help!
give up.
I can't retreat.
I can't just
wait,
step
does
off my
that mean-
ballista.
Does that mean the bolting mage is also going to start retreating?
I don't think he can retreat. Unless there's... Oh, actually, he already attacked after the boss had died, so I think he doesn't.
Yeah,
Ow.
okay, so maybe I'm wrong about every enemy on the map doing it. So maybe I don't know what's going on with the ballistas.
Oh, yeah,
My
he still goes for
assumption
it.
would be if they're not attacking, then they have, like, retreat
They're
AI
trying
or
to,
something.
they're trying to retreat. And now we swoop in and capture him.